Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to review a few different digital audio workstations and let's figure out which one is the best fit for you. I'm going to show you the core philosophies and target audience and accessibility of these digital audio workstations. We're gonna just go through the key features, how the UI looks like, and what we can do with it. Okay, let's start with Pro Tools. Pro Tools is focusing on linear session-based projects. It's perfect for audio engineers, mastering engineers, sound designers, everything what happens in post-production as well in recording sessions. It's an industry standard. So if you want to work commercially and you're planning to be an audio engineer as well, you probably have to learn Pro Tools. User interface is actually more classic, professional, efficiency based, but I think it's really compelling. It's really easy to use once you get used to the system, and therefore we should talk about the learning curve. Well, they say it's a pretty steep learning curve. I would say that if you have the foundation already how to use a digital audio workstation, then after a while you should be fine. I've been using Pro Tools since 2010 maybe. Actually, once I got used to it, I couldn't really use anything else. But I gotta say that it's pretty much prioritized on audio manipulation. So the MIDI part is not that strong, but they developed so much in the past 15 years that I can say that it's pretty comfortable now to work with MIDI in Pro Tools. So overall, the short conclusion about Pro Tools would be, I would say, I would leave it for the audio engineers and mixing, mastering, post-production people. It takes time to get used to it, to learn it, but it's definitely worth it. The next one should be Cubase. Cubase is designed to be an all-in-one music production system. It's perfect for composing, arranging, recording, mixing, mastering, editing your music. You can basically record, start your project, record everything, your MIDI, your audio, and finish it in Cubase. The target audience are composers, especially maybe for film and games, or songwriters and music producers. But I think it's also perfect to make electronic music, even though it's still also a linear workflow. I think they have one of the best MIDI editors. I remember when I started to use Cubase, I started with Cubase 3. I remember making the drums in the MIDI editor, and it was great. Very easy workflow. So let's talk about the learning curve. The learning curve, I think if you have already used some digital audio workstations, then it should be more to the easy side. But if you never really used anything like this before, I would say it can be pretty steep as well if you want to use all the features in the program. I think if you start out and you want to use some really good digital audio workstation, this should be one of those. In short conclusion, even though that Pro Tools is the industry standard, Cubase is a very well respected digital audio workstation, and it would be perfect for songwriters, music composers, and also for people who are making transcripts, since Cubase can do that as well. All right, let's talk about Logic Pro. Logic Pro is a really powerful environment for music creation, songwriting, production, and it feels so seamless when you work with it. I would say the performance is great. My only issue is that it only works on Mac. I've been working on Mac and iOS for a pretty long time, and I love the Logic. I was working in Logic a whole lot. I wrote a lot of songs and made a lot of music in Logic. It was great. It's best, what I believe it's best for indie musicians and indie producers. It's perfect for electronic music, hip hop beats, and as well for more acoustic stuff as well. And again, in the industry, I think it holds a pretty high place. You can make amazing mixes, and it's basically an overall production suite. The learning curve is pretty easy, I would say. I think for beginners it's really intuitive. The UI works really nice, and you can find everything really easily. So I can recommend it for beginners, but also for professionals it's a great choice. The overall conclusion for me, it would be one of the best choices for Mac OS users. It's a very inspiring digital audio workstation, and the workflow is super easy. It's really powerful on the MIDI and as well on the audio side. I would say the MIDI side a little bit stronger than the audio, but actually I think overall the Logic Pro is a great digital audio workstation. Well, I think the most interesting one is gonna be FL Studio. Well, the core philosophy is basically about electronic music. It's centered around electronic music production. So beat making for hip hop, loop-based compositions, since it's not only a linear workflow what you can achieve in FL Studio, but you can also use pattern-based, loop-based workflows as well. The UI is amazing, it's very intuitive, it works really well, and I think it's really inspiring as well for making electronic music. In the industry standard point of view, I would say FL Studio holds a really high standard, especially in electronic music. So I would say it should be the go-to if you are making EDM or hip hop or dance, any kind of electronic music. FL Studio excels in MIDI capabilities. It's amazingly powerful and intuitive for pattern-based workflows. I would definitely recommend it if you use virtual instruments, and of course in electronic music you are going to use virtual instruments, but as well in audio manipulation FL Studio works great. The learning curve in FL Studio for beginners, I think it's really easy. It's very intuitive, the pattern-based workflow is great. To master its full depth, I would say it would take some time, and as well to get used to these advanced mixing consoles and all the features. Yeah, that part would be a steeper learning curve. In short conclusion, I would say FL Studio is a unique and powerful digital audio workstation. And the next one, and actually my favorite, would be Reaper. Reaper's core philosophy is basically to be an ultra flexible, efficient. It's designed to do anything. It's a Swiss Army knife, and I love these things about it. You can use it for amazingly intuitive MIDI editing, audio editing, mixing, mastering. It just works so easy and so quick. I didn't even know I'm gonna like it when I saw it first, but I really got into it, and I would say that I recommend it to everybody. Since I'm using Reaper in the past few years, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my go-to digital audio workstation. The user interface, it's pretty interesting. You can customize everything on Reaper. You can change the theme of how your Reaper looks like. I think you can just tailor it for your needs. The learning curve for Reaper is pretty interesting. I would say for the basic recording, editing, for the basic workflow, Reaper is pretty straightforward. But if you want to unlock its full potential, it takes a lot of customization and as well a more time-consuming learning curve. In short conclusion, I would say Reaper stands out, and it's very unique and a very powerful digital audio workstation. I would recommend it to basically anybody. The target audience would be basically almost anyone. You can make electronic music, orchestral, you can make sound design. The audio editing, mixing, mastering is extremely simple, and if you want to have a great overall digital audio workstation, I think you should definitely go with Reaper. And here's a bonus audio workstation I'd like to mention. It's the Ableton Live. And I would say the core philosophy to integrate music creation and live performance seamlessly. I think it's really allowing to make spontaneous creation, improvisation. It has a very flexible workflow for studio and for live shows as well. The workflow itself, I would say it's a session view, grid-based, non-linear, perfect for experimenting with loops and ideas. It can be very detailed in song constructions. The target audience would be for electronic music producers, DJs, live performers, beat makers, and even for sound designers. And I think anyone who enjoys experimenting and also the loop-based approach for music creation would find it really, really intuitive. Ableton Live is a widely considered industry standard for electronic music production and also for live performance. I know that Pro Tools dominates the traditional recording studios standards, but Ableton Live, it's really holding up in the EDM, techno, house and hip hop music and all kind of electronic music style. Ableton also offers a very strong MIDI editing and recording capabilities. It can convert audio to MIDI as well, so it's really pushing it to the limits. Ableton Live is really good in the real-time audio manipulation, and also its unique warp feature allows users to stretch and synchronize audio clips to any tempo without affecting pitch, making it really, really powerful for sampling, remixing, and also for live looping. The user interface of Ableton's Live is really clean, it's modern, it's highly functional. Generally, I would say it's intuitive, though it takes some time to get used to it. It's not like a traditional linear digital audio workstation. And that brings me to the learning curve. For basic loop-based creations and for basic music creation, I would say you can pick it up pretty quick. However, if you want to really master it and go into more in-depth and more detailed performances for live performances or even for your studio recordings, I would say it has a significant learning curve, so that can take some time. In short conclusion, Ableton Live is an exceptionally innovative and versatile digital audio workstation. Uniquely brings the gap between the studio workstation and the live performance software. It also has its strength in its fluid workflow for electronic music. And the real-time audio manipulation is just something different. It's really perfect for EDM producers and also even for sound designers. So I would definitely recommend it, especially if you are interested in beat making, loop-based work, and even in some sound design. So these are my 5 go-to digital audio workstations I've been reviewing today. I think these are the most important ones. And of course, there are some other amazing digital audio workstations out there. In case you guys want me to make a video about one of the workstations, a more in-depth review or some tutorials how to use them, let me know in the comments, and also let me know which audio workstations you are using. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.